What's going on, everybody? It's your girl K Rich, and I'm coming at you from a PK perspective. Whew. It's been a long day. It's been a interesting, long transition up till now. And I just want to tell everybody, man, trust God's process. Like, there's so many ups and downs to this thing. There's so much back and forth. There's so many hills you have to climb, mountains you have to climb, valleys you got to go through, storms you have to withstand, battles you may have to fight. But man, trust God's process. Be patient. Go by His timing. Go by His schedule. Listen and be obedient. And I think that as we're on day 19 of this consecration, it's something that kind of has echoed through this whole process. Obedience, submission, trust. And not trusting because you know the outcome, not trusting with your own set of what you feel like it should be like in the end, not obeying because you feel like you're going to get something in return, or you're thinking that God, well, if I do this, then God's going to do that. Or when you learn and mature to simply trust God because He's God, because He's who He is, when you're obedient to Him out of respect and reverence because of who He is, when you trust Him because of who He is, you understand that every single step, every single moment in position, every single hard time, every single victory, it's all ordered. It's all designed. You are designed to be where you are. You are, it's His will for you to be where you are. It's only when it's His perfect will, when you're obedient and when you submit and when you trust. Only when we start to get outside and do our own thing do we begin to fall into the acceptable will. Only then do we fall into all things working together, in which a lot of people's mindset is like, oh, all things work together for the good name of the love of the Lord and call according to His purpose, if you even quote that last part of the scripture. But they'll use that as like, well, when bad stuff happens, or when I make wrong decisions, God's going to work it together. Sometimes you want to be in the perfect will. I don't want to always be waiting on the grace of, sin abounding and grace abounding much more. I want to be in God's will. I want God to have my yes off top. I want to be submitted out the gate. I want to trust Him from when the Lord say go. Like, we put ourselves in situations sometimes and predicaments with choices we've made, a series of choices we've made, with whatever it may be. And then we're looking at God, okay, God, work it out. And then we're upset when we're in, these valleys for 3 years. We're upset when we're in these dry places for 5 years. It's because of the decisions. We didn't just surrender and say, yes, Lord. And then there are times when God takes us through those patches, proving, pruning, trying, growing, stretching us. And we have to be content. And we have to be fully confident, knowing that our obedience is all good. Out of our obedience, no matter what comes of this, because it's God's will, because it's His way, because it's His design, I'm good to go. It may look like I'm going down. It may look like, I'm at rock bottom, but it's God's will. And then there's those times when we have to find that though He slay me, yet will I trust Him. That means though this is a situation and it's trash, or though this is, this is a negative feeling, this is something that is bad. Somebody may pass away. We may have to be homeless. We may have to go without lights. We may have to, though He slay me, yet will I trust Him. So in the midst of what we consider horrible or bad, I'll trust God because something is in the workings. Even if it's finally me reaching that eternal glory. Like, man, when you start to mature and understand those concepts, it's like it changes the way you go about your everyday life. And for me, like, I was a planner. I was a plan A, B, and C, backup plan, job, side job, just in case this job fall through. That was me. I make it happen. I make it happen. One way or the other, I make it happen. And to step back out of that role of control and allow God to just do his thing was very difficult initially. And so I did that with my move to Detroit when I trusted God and I was obedient to what he told me. I was not perfect, made mistakes, wasn't mature in areas. That was a process for me. That was an interesting 4 years for me. Had some great times, met some amazing people, and I've had my heart broken. I've been hurt by people. I've been used by people. I've been stabbed in the back and betrayed by people. I've been blessed immensely by people. I've been encouraged by people. I've been poured into by people. And just being able to learn to trust God, trust his process, trust his way. We get so excited about God's will. It's God's will. God's will. Whatever is your will, God. Whatever you want to do, God, your will. But we get so impatient, frustrated, and discouraged in his way. Sometimes his way is through a dark place. Sometimes his way is bumpy. Sometimes his way is so tight we can barely squeeze through. Sometimes his way don't look like what we think it's going to look like. Sometimes his way don't feel like what we feel it should feel like. Sometimes his way is painful. Sometimes his way is dirty. Sometimes his way is unfulfilling. But it's all designed to bring you to the place where he wants you to be. And when we can begin to say yes to that in a mature, with a mature understanding, not of what's going on, but of who God is and how he operates, man, it becomes so much easier. So now this process here, doing it all over again, being obedient, I'm like, I get down here and it hadn't panned out the first, little bit. And I'm like, oh, man, I don't want to stress. God, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust you. I'm not going to stress. I'm going to trust you. I'm not going to trip. I'm going to trust you. I'm not worried about finances. I'm going to trust you. I'm not worried about a place. I trust you. I'm not worried about storage. I trust you. And every step of the way, he provided. Every step. Then he provided the next step. Then he provided the next step. And I find myself blown away by his goodness, blown away by the calmness in my spirit, the peace that I feel. I'm just blown away because day by day, piece by piece, whether it's, being blessed to have new clients, being blessed to have the job I have, being blessed to have my apartment, being blessed to have a couch, whatever it is, it's like day by day, day by day, day by day. Because it was where I was going to be on the flow, it was on the flow. But day by day, God is constantly providing, step by step, something new as I trust him, as I talk to him. Like, it's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. So on day 19, with, 11 days to go. It'll be day 20 tomorrow, 10 days to go. Man, be encouraged. I hope that you're seeing God manifest in your life. I hope that you're seeing your relationship and the depth of your intimacy and your understanding of God grow and get deeper. So that being said, God bless y'all. Have a great night. Trust God's process, man. Once again, I'm in the dark. It's getting off work, but trust God's process, okay? I love y'all. Peace.